All right, guys. Today we are gonna be reacting to She Pimped. I think that's what it is. Her friend, but got mad at Andrew for calling her out. Let's jump in.
You did say drugs too, right?
Right.
When you say running drugs, what does that mean? Like dealing drugs, like selling
No,
pot?
not like that. Like knowing the dudes that do and being involved with them and stuff like that. Like, and I've seen just the bad side of that type of world. And like having pity for these women that are women that are think that that's the only way. And I know some girls who can do it like sober and like they're vivacious and they can do that, but like most of the girls that I know are all messed up on drugs, and it's and they do it for survival. And it's not like in Amsterdam or other countries, like it's regulated, like here it's just like.
So what drugs were you running?
What do you mean?
Marijuana? Was it harder drugs?
Marijuana.
You wrote it. I'm just asking about your own disclosure here. Okay. You said okay, I'm not going to go into that. A little dark, but okay. You said you don't do OF. You never got paid for sex. 100% no cosmetic surgery. You say you don't hate everything that we say, but some things are really hot.
Yeah, it's hot topics for sure.
Anything like in particular, or?
Probably just like the way that you try to make like. Sorry, I just don't think you guys have the tenderness when it comes to what women go through and how they got to where they are most of the time.
That's true. I mean, I actually have to kind of concede this point to you. I am not, in fact, tender enough to drive women to meet with Johns who are then going to fuck them. I'm going to leave that kind of sort of tenderness up to women like you.
Damn.
Like I said,
all right.
I was just trying to help, and I learned a lesson.
Yeah,
I'm just not playing games, right?
I guess I just would never be tender enough to be that helpful.
I think that my disclosures had good intentions, and my intentions are pure, whether you want to believe so or not.
Yeah, well, then I could just say that too, right? My intentions are pure. What makes them impure other than you don't think they are? But I can tell you this. I have never driven a woman to try to get her out of trouble to go have a penis put inside of her for money. I've never done that. So I feel like that's the least tender thing I could ever do with a woman. What I do instead is I'll argue their worldview and I'll argue their belief, and I'll treat them as though they should be heard and their belief should be contended with. Now that seems to be horrible in modernity because men, for some reason, well, not men, but women for some reason think that if they're in any way ever questioned and that their view is not completely conceded to and their ass is kissed, that you're an evil doer of nefarious character for some reason. But I got to tell you, I think that the most respectful thing I could do is take what they're actually saying seriously and then contend with what they're actually saying. Now, if I end up destroying their arguments because they're fucking stupid, that's on them. But that has nothing to do with us treating women poorly or without tenderness. It's us treating them like people. I think that it's the most untender thing I've ever heard to be like, hey,
oh really?
You're in a bad situation. Let's show up at a guy whose appointment I booked for you. He'll fuck you and give you some money. That doesn't sound very fucking tender to me. I gotta tell you.
Damn.
That's fair.
Wow, Andrew.
Like
I think Andrew can sense that this right here. She came with the gloves. She's ready for fight. She's ready to fight. And of course, she's tone policing, right? The show. Now she's trying to chain, right? This is another way of just trying to bring some chain and sign language for Brian and Andrew. And this is a good sign, guys. Don't get it like it's not a good sign. If they're getting hurt, it's a good sign. Why is that? Because they're getting challenged. Remember, these people go through life without getting challenged. Their views are not getting challenged. And I'm glad that Andrew is the one that is doubling down and saying like I'm not apologizing for this. I like that. So let's see.
It was an experience that taught me a lot, and I grew from it. And I've like wish that there could be some other kinds of ways to be able to protect these girls. And I'm not going to say it's me because I'm just a woman, right? But like at least like in Canada.
Well, it doesn't have anything to do with you being a woman, but acting.
It does because
acting in the social role of the pimp probably isn't the best way to protect women. In fact, I would argue it's perhaps one of the worst ways possible to protect women for all the programs which exist.
That's the whole reason why they pay them pay pimps in the first place, though, right? Is because for protection, because like of what can happen.
Yeah, but what kind of parasite would allow that? Like, how you be so parasitical that you would actually allow strangers to fuck a woman while you took a percentage of it and then say it's on her behalf? I mean,
yeah, well,
what kind of
it didn't go as well as I wanted it to.
To me, a pimp is so parasitical, a literal parasite on society, almost as bad as a prostitute herself. And so it's like, well, from my view, I think what you're talking about is unadulterated evil from my view.
I think you don't really understand what's really going on in the world.
No, you Andrew. Remember, Andrew, you're a dumb man. You don't understand. You're a naive man. Don't you get it, Andrew? You are a naive man. This is their way of coping. You don't understand. You don't understand, Andrew. You should not be judging us because you don't understand. Regardless whether or not their actions a lot of these females are doing are wrong, we should not judge those actions because we don't understand. And this is where, as men, we drop the ball, guys. Because we stopped doing the chain because of our own guilt as men. We felt guilt. And I personally think that our own lust got us blind. Right? And we are still trying to figure out where did we go wrong. I think personally we went wrong simply by allowing us to just fail the chest test, guys. We just failed the chest test. Feminism was a big chest test, and men just dropped the ball. Now they're sitting down here telling us if we see something wrong, we cannot tell it's wrong because we don't understand it. Like, that's what she's trying to argue, guys.
Here, because we're just like, there's nothing. If there's like a market, then like, who's paying? It's the men that are paying.
Yeah,
Do you think it's really funny to me when we talk about supply and demand, right? We could make a market out of anything, couldn't we? We could make a market out of murder. We could make a market out of theft. Mm-hmm. We could. I mean, there could be all sorts of demand for theft, right? And all sorts of suppliers then for theft. But that wouldn't make it right. It wouldn't make it just. It wouldn't make it moral, right? Mm-hmm. So the thing is like you could have thieving gangs. And there's an endless amount of people who want to engage in this activity, right? And tons of supply for the people who want the stolen goods, things like this. It doesn't mean that it's right or it's righteous or it's in any way good. So the thing is like, when I hear this idea of, well, there's a supply and a demand issue. Yeah, that's true. But what do you think is easier to control? The few thousand suppliers or the millions of consumers? I would say it's far easier to control the suppliers than it is the consumers, right?
Well, they have no chain, guys. I'm telling you, they have no chain. This is why we are here. They have no chain. We took chain out of the equation, and even though they know that they're doing wrong, they have no chain.
What I don't think that you're understanding from what I'm saying is that like we're all just trying to survive out here, and when you learn lessons along the way, you can either choose to like continue with the bad, or you can try to be more righteous. I don't think that what I did was right. I just was in the moment. I thought that I was doing the right thing.
Yeah, I understand.
Final thought, Andrew. Final thought.
You have an intention to do what is good.
Why he wanna end this conversation? Brian, he's just getting to the. I'm just getting to the bottom of this kind of crazy ideology. Right now, Andrew's winning. If he can destroy one worldview or expose them, that means it's gonna be easier for him to expose the other. But when he's almost getting to that position, you want to say a final thought. Why doing it? That's my opinion, guys.
But that doesn't mean it is. So I'm not even beating you up about these decisions. What I'm saying is that making a later justification that I did these bad things based on hardship, right? Because things were hard. It's like, you should read S.E. Hinton's Outsiders. There's a great line in it. It was written by a woman, in fact, when she was 16. Things are rough all over, Pony Boy, right? And what she's saying in this novel is, it doesn't matter if you're the South Side Soch. It doesn't matter if you're a greaser. Things are rough all over. You don't get to make immoral actions because things are really hard. Everybody has hardships. So that's all I'm saying.
Good point. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you next one.